That's a nice location for a shoot. Interesting. Whoa, whoa. Yep, just like that. Find yourself landscape like this and you get reminded of your little self. I have been doing this for quite some time now. Just don't understand why I don't get tired of it. There are friends of mine who tag along for a brief period and then they start cursing the same in no time. And here I am. I continue to do this almost on a weekly basis, and yet this thing just doesn't tire me. There's wanting to roam, check landscape out, and especially on a machine. There are fellow buddies of mine who love hiking. They love walking and climbing and things like that. I used to. A big chunk of my teenage went figuring out mountains, landscape on foot. But ever since I moved on to motorcycle travel, I just have never gone back. It's the bike and the bike always. Today is going to be about the adventure setup, the handlebar. Something about the handlebar that I've been wanting to speak for a really long time is the fact that how I have managed to get it to where it is today. The amount of comfort that this offers me as opposed to where it was on day one, there's a sky and earth difference. There's that much of a difference, and I really thought I should share that with you. Of course, I've made videos on my handlebar, but I would say that, you know, with passing time, I have made even more modifications to the handlebar, and that has resulted in even better feedback. And a motorcycle is all about feedback, and especially an off-road motorcycle. It's only about feedback. An off-road motorcycle, the more feedback you get here and the more comfort you feel while you get all that feedback. You know, I don't know if I'm able to make sense, but you ought to be comfortable and not intimidated by how you get the feedback comes to you. And that is number one as far as an adventure motorcycle is concerned. Number one, ergonomics. So you do not go with the handlebar that comes along with the bike. Rather, you try and loosen these bolts. These bolts are of let me move my mobile phone. These bolts are from of a bar riser. You have a pivotable bar riser on this machine. I have fixed a pivotable bar riser, and these things make a huge difference for somebody who's 5 feet 9.5 or 10 and above. I stand at 5'10" and a half, and when I saddle, when I'm on the bike like that, of course this is not an attacking stance. Slightly lower would be better, like that of the stock handlebar. But what I like about this is this offers me enough comfort to just, you know, be on the foot pegs all day long, and this is not going to make my spine erect, but I still have a bit of a tilt because of my height. I have a bit of a tilt, forward tilt. Again, all that can be customized and adjusted to your needs, to suit your needs. So because these are pivotable handlebar risers, they tilt like that. They go back and forward, and you can have your handlebar and handlebar sweep come back to you, move forward. So it's basically the way I've set it up is like I've gotten the handlebar a little closer to me, but I have the sweep away from me. So if I had the handlebar in the stock position, and if I had moved the sweep away, then it would pull both my shoulders as well towards it. So but now it's just that I still have the bend on my elbows, my arms are stretched out wide enough, but I have the handlebar a little closer to me, so that doesn't pull my torso along with it. And that is the advantage of having a bar riser. Of course, hardcore off-road enthusiasts may advise against it, is because this offers What this offers as an advantage becomes counterproductive when you do a lot of hard off-road riding, and that most fellas don't like. It's because this may kind of pivot if you take a hard hit. But over the years, I found out ways to kind of eliminate that completely. So I have kind of made modifications to the handlebar riser. I have what I have done is I have kind of made the inner surface where the handlebar risers mount to my triple clamp. I have made a corrugated, or I have made a kind of a rough surface so that it grips onto the triple clamp and the lower adjustments really well. And what I have done to the top spacers, if you guys can see an aluminium spacer there, right about there, I have made these kind of grooves, marks on that as well, so that the handlebar holds onto it nice and tight. So there's definitely no chance of this setup failing now. But this took a lot of trial and error, a lot of time that I had to invest to make this handlebar riser a solid fix, solid fit for hardcore high-speed rock riding. And I still don't know if this can take jumps. I have done a lot of jumps, but not really high jumps. So that's only, I don't think I'm somebody who will be able to do jumps and be comfortable with it. It's because I don't think my skill level is there yet. But that being said, this is good enough for all the kind of off-road rides that I do. Takes all the beating and no complaints, no collapsing, doesn't collapse. It's rock solid and steady. So yep, the handlebar riser made a huge difference to ergonomics. And then after that came the KTM handlebar, KTM Adventure handlebar. I used to ride with a KTM Duke handlebar, which offered the same sweep. Again, a fat bar, 1 inch in the center, tapers down to 22 millimeters on both the sides, comes to the center and widens, becomes 1 inch, and onto both the sides it's a gradual taper. So it's a fat bar style tapered handlebar on both the sides and 22 millimeters on both the sides. And so the handlebar riser with the KTM Adventure handlebar, and the stock cables, to some extent I could manage to pull them without getting them all stretched and in harm's way. Anyway, you guys will have to figure this out. You guys will have to figure out where to mount the switch gear so that there's the right amount of free play left for the cables to move as when you turn. Yeah, so that was the handlebar riser and the KTM Adventure handlebar. I've made dedicated videos on that as well. I'll attach links of both the videos. You can go and check that out, how this bar made a difference. And moving on to all the gizmos that you see, I am somebody who likes to have my controls right up over here. Very important that I have everything that I can control on the handlebars, because this is my cockpit. This is what engages me throughout the day. And I am a big sucker for how do I say, not exactly clutter, but all the switchgear and the gizmos, they kind of excite me. They might not excite a lot of fellow riders out there, but somehow these things excite me a lot, the switchgear part of it. So that is why you see me hold on to all these things even now, is because every single time when I ride, I look at my cockpit. I'm just amazed at how beautiful this is. So so what you see here is an X grip, just like the Ram grip. This is a replica, Chinese replica, has served me for over 5-6 years now. Every now and then there was some issue with the soldering inside, and I fixed that once and for all, and that was the end of it. It's been there rock solid for over 5 years now. On the machine, on the Himalayan, 4.5 years. The day I got the bike, I got this as well. So 4.5-year-old gizmo, still working good. Sometimes Chinese products, they are fantastic. Why I'll tell you is because this offers a charging outlet for my phone as well, and this works fantastically well with my phone. And I've been charging my iPhones on this for God knows how long, and absolutely no issues. I have been riding around with my iPhones on the motorbike for forever, and I've never really had my cameras fail or have any issue develop with them. So My word, if it helps, it helps. So yep, that is the handlebar, that is the mobile grip. This is my Powertronic maps. So map 1 and map 2. Map 1 would be for highway cruising and high speed riding. Map 2 would be for overall riding. Rich throughout the range. Map 1 is rich until a certain point, and then has the same values as map 2 towards the higher end. So yeah, and then what I have, this is my Aux Light Setup. So this is for the lights, if you guys can see. Yeah, so those, whoops, what was that? A snail's shell. Yeah, so that's Aux Light switch. And this has also been here forever, really long time. Moving on to the sides, what I have here is, these are pro grips, rally grips, and man, they they have just transformed the way I get feedback from the motorcycle. Completely transformational in nature. This is just from some other world in terms of how they make me feel, how comfortable I am riding around with them. One thing to note here though is, if you get these rally grips, be sure that you have decent hand size. You have shorter hand, then you're going to be asking for trouble, is because the reach kind of becomes, because you're holding a wider grip, you have only so much room to pull the levers. I've given this bike to a lot of friends, and they all end up complaining about how uncomfortable this is, but then only to find that their hands are smaller than mine. So I had no problems gripping onto my levers with these grips, but many of my friends complain about how uncomfortable this was because it was wider. So off-road riding and wider grips, not a good combination if you have smaller hands. So a word of caution there. From here, so I believe it's from, yeah, it's from there to there. So this would be 7 inches, 7.5 inches. And if you have that kind of reach, you can definitely try out these grips, is because these grips are like something else. They make the whole ride comfortable. And and the way this offers feedback, it's like memory foam, but 100 times more hardy than memory foam. So yep, they take shape of your inner palm and offer comfort, and that is something that is amazing, really amazing. This porous pattern, it's to hold air in, so that you still have some cooling going onto your palm, and that's another amazing feature. I've wired them with safety wire onto the handlebar. I will make a video of that someday, just so that it doesn't slip and doesn't rotate. But yeah, these grips are good to go. Installing and all that, I've made a dedicated video. I will attach the link of that video as well. That bar ends from KTM Adventure 390 as well. So the same bar ends, really tiny. They are half the weight of the standard Himalayan handlebars, but because I don't really mind a lot of vibration from the handlebars, I'm not a big worrier about that. I put in these small bar ends, and they look kind of nice as well. Coming to the knuckle guards, if you guys can look at this, I don't know if the camera is picking this up, but yep, these things have saved me a million times. My fingers could have gotten crushed and gotten hurt badly, injured badly, but these things have taken the beating, and they still are rock solid and steady. The spine, the metal spine, is that of an aftermarket Chinese handguard. The plastics are BARKBUSTER's VPS original, which I drilled holes into the metal spine and fixed. And that's been there, rock solid and steady. The bike has taken umpteen falls with them. The handlebar completely caves in and gets crushed. Still nothing, just mere scratches, that's about it, nothing more. Aesthetics, they're doing what they're meant to be doing, so don't really have any complaints. Fantastic product here. So you can trust my word and get yourself BARKBUSTER plastics. They are a zillion times better than all the aftermarket plastics. I have tried all the aftermarket plastics before. They all crack and break every time you have a fall. Every single fall you end up cracking your plastics. This is way better. I will definitely attach a link to all these products in the description of the video. You can get these Chinese replicas. This spine is good enough. There's only bends. This has never really it's not given up, it's never cracked and broken. It's always up and ready for the next fall. So fantastic product. A combination again, the BARKBUSTER original VPS hand guards going on to the metal spine of a Chinese replica. Easy clutch. I've made about 4 videos now on easy clutch, and this is nothing short of gift for fellows who like to do off-road riding, is because it makes the clutch pull like that. My clutch is lighter than a KTM 390 Adventures clutch, and that is amazing when you do off-road riding, all thanks to this wonderful device. Mine is the short variant attached to the stock factory cable. Of course, you guys can get the longer variant, 2 cables from here and there. I've also made a dedicated video on that. I will attach a link. Watch the video and try and figure it out yourself on how to attach this. Please do not ask me on please do not comment on the video saying that this is not a good product and does this and that to your engine and motorcycle. It doesn't. I have been riding with it for 15 years, 15,000 kilometers now, and this thing has only done good for me and my hands and my bike. That's all there is that I can say. I needn't justify beyond a point. I've made 4 videos. Now it's for up to you and your mechanic to figure this out, how to make this work well. Not rocket science, but yes, getting the free play. The free play is all that it boils down to. Getting the right free play over here is all that matters. I still have about 2.5, 3 millimeters of free play, and that's good enough for me. 2 millimeters is where I'm supposed to be. I'll go home and fix that. But yeah, if you have to get rid of all the free play in the beginning, do that. With time, things will become better. Give it some time. Give mods some time, guys. Give mods some time. That is another big message that I would like to convey. Mods, when you modify a motorcycle, do not expect it to just work like that. Swap and then done. Boom. Now you can be on the bike and feel comfortable. Doesn't work like that. Mods will intimidate you, will threaten you, will make you feel a little awkward about it. It's because you're used to a certain thing and then suddenly you put in something new. Things change. Give that experience some time to soak in. And if it still doesn't work after a week or a month, then maybe it's good that you had an experience. You now know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and you can go back to the stock parts. So yes, that is another important thing as far as mods is concerned. Give it some time. On a motorcycle, everything takes time to settle in. Please give it that time. Now, coming to these fellas. These fellas are again off-road friendly mirrors, whatever. And now, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but these mirrors have taken all the beating that mirrors can take, and they're still standing. Yeah, they're still on the motorcycle. Fantastic, man. I really have to thank DOUBLETAKE for making mirrors like this, and hundreds. I could have cracked 100 mirrors by now, and all I did was see, it boils down to what you want to do with your motorcycle. So I wanted to do a lot of off-road riding, and that is why I got the Himalayan. And one of the first mods on the bike was the DOUBLETAKE mirrors. Back then when I bought this was in Indian money 14,000 rupees with the anti-theft lock and key setup. All put together it came to about 15,750 rupees, and now I think it's about another 1,000 or 2,000 more. So it's quite expensive, very expensive. But I did that in the beginning is because I knew that this bike is going to take a lot of falls, and I can't keep losing my mirrors in the middle of all that, So this was something that I really wanted to have, and I put it in about a year's time. They're also a looker. Thanks to the DOUBLETAKE team for having put out amazing products like these. So it has this anti-theft lock and key setup, which so you really can't pull the mirror out of the motorcycle. There's no way. These ball and socket joints are clamped on tight, and this is the only way you can loosen them and pull the mirrors out. So yeah, really nice setup. So that's the adventure mirror, that's the adventure handlebar, and it's a simple contraption. Remove it, clamps onto the DOUBLETAKE ram arm, and yeah, that's about it. I'll attach my GoPro here. I can adjust the angle and get the front angle on the GoPro. Yeah, that's about it. What else do I have here? This is another mobile mount from, what's the name of this fellow? Skips me. quite expensive. I had for some time, but then I lost the case, so yeah, it's still there. We'll definitely find a case suitable for my iPhone, and then we'll start using it again too, just so that, you know, if something happens to this, I can use that. The idea behind this is this doesn't have an anti-theft key, so anybody can remove this and get you know, just take this for themselves, and I'll be left with nothing to put my mobile on. And so I still have this here. I just need to get the case. Well, that's about it. That's the whole of it. All the gizmos on the handlebar, and how this is kind of, you know, become a fantastic companion. My handlebar, I just am simply a big fan of the way it looks, the way it engages me and my interest for the whole day, and the way it responds in terms of feedback from another world. Okay, fellas, so yeah, quick video. Hopefully this helped, and if it helped, let it help. That's all there is to it. Do not be bothered by it. The fact that, you know, I continue to praise the Himalayan. This is the 411. In some time, all of you will know why I hold on to the 411, why I held on to the 411. When the 450 is out, you guys will definitely know what is good about the 411. Wait for some time. In maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years time, after the 450 has come out, these things will be valued even more than the 450. I know that for a fact. A long stroke motor, easy maintenance motorcycle, and man, oh man, what a fantastic you know, companion. Rock solid engine. Yep, so I'll get back on the track, and meanwhile, okay, sand again.